You guys, I miss you. Alright, y'all. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Be sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Shouts out to everyone that has reached out. See what has been going on. Alright, this channel thoughts message is going to be for April. I wanted to do a last week channel thought message, but I heard to do this one first. So that's what we're going to start with, because that's what I heard. Let me tell y'all, the wolves are back. Alright, it's starting to be summer. People starting to see what you're working with. They know it's your season. Heavy emphasis on it being, I hear, someone's fertility season. Alright, so just be careful if y'all out there doing the bump and grind. You know, y'all got your little summers and, you know, gatherings on, I hear. So, you know, you may be actually, like, you know, getting with some friends. I hear catching up. Some of y'all may have an issue with acidity this summer. Let me also tell you this. Just remember this. This came to me as well. If you have the ability to make a decision, make one that's going to be for the betterment of you. So I guess that's emphasis like on your self-esteem. Make sure whatever it is that you do is what's best for you, no one else. Alright, when it comes out to being somewhere on the lines of, are you going to survive or are you going to make it, you got to make a decision. Lately also, in my sleep for the last 2 nights, I've been having that dream again of like wolves, and I haven't seen bears, but I have seen wolves. So see, it's a season for y'all to make people sick. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. You know, it may be allergy season for some, and that's only because they some hating ass folks. Alright, so we're going to take a look at a couple of things. Just keep in mind, another one of my downloads is that if they are hating full out now, and even Stevie Wonder can see it, Helen Keller can feel it, it's because they've been watching you for a while. So yeah, okay, they hating while you working. So that lets you know what category they're in. They're probably lazy or incompetent, or they may so happens to be a crab. Alright, and so, you know, the easiest way to bring someone down is try to make them feel as if like what they do with their life makes them inadequate in society. I have this feeling of community where you have a lot of support, where this person is an outsider looking in. They may not fully know your story, okay, but how you turned out from that, it makes a huge difference, you know, as to where you are, regardless if it's society, status, financial, etc. Just understand, a lazy bitch will always hate, because it's easier to hate than it is to put into work. You feel me? I'm not going to say that twice, because that's all they need to hear. If you cannot afford front row seats, don't try to attend. Stick to a community concert. And see, a lot of these heifers are community concerts because they community pussy. And when you community pussy, that means everyone gathers around, and when it's time to have that bonfire of regret, theirs is the first one to go into the fire. See, it's not always great to be a hot girl summer, but it does pay for you to be a smart girl, a smart man. It does pay for you to use your instincts. Your instincts is what keeps you smart, it keeps you sharp, and it keeps you, of course, if you're sharp, on edge. If you never have to get ready, you stay ready. You're prepared. So there's a couple of different things we're going to look into today. Like I said, I have really like strong emphasis like on self-esteem. Someone's gotten their mojo back and I hear that they in full swing. So again, like I say, be sure that you protect yourself, male or female, does not matter. All right, just as well as the energies are. So we just want to go and see what's going on for April. All right, let's see what is going on for April. Now, like I said, it's allergy season, so I'm gonna make sure I get this out before it just completely takes my voice. Whew. But yeah, those are the downloads that I received in regards to your April. So whatever you were doing in silence to, you know, like celebrate about yourself, or you being able to accomplish and it being something on your bucket list, that's going to contribute to your confidence, because it's going to be something that has you glow during the summer. So I also feel the word residual. So some of y'all may have income or revenue lines where you may very well be glowing this summer because you're going to make your money, etc. So let's see. This one is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do it as I hear it. All right. So we're gonna pull this unicorn oracle about what they see. All right, so if you have someone that's close to you, or you feel as if like someone, something, or better yet, just the fact of like you may have like some type of audience that watch you, let's pull and see what it is they see from afar. The first card that came out is Beloved. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. All right. So they feel as if like you have an inner circle that supports what it is that you do, what it is that makes you happy. And with that being so, you know, when you have a good support system, you always feel as if like you're on top because you have something to fall back on. That's what they see. So regardless if that's yourself being self-sufficient, or for the fact of like you've always had an outcome of being strong, you know, they've always seen you in the light that you come out on top. It's never been the opposite. That's what they see, like resilience. And even then, support is resilience as well, because guess what? You have people that actually can witness, they can say, they can give their perspective, etc. You had abundance that came out in reverse. So I see this two different ways. I see people, like I said, there's a resilience about you that comes through very strongly. At the same time, there's certain things either you want to explore or you're keeping secret. That's your business. But I'm just saying, at the same time, I hear that, you know, you need to know that it's a balance. It's a huge balance when it comes down to, you know, you being successful personally and professionally. But I see that you're more headstrong about persevering above more than you are about trying to prove outwardly or externally, you know, who you are and what your true character is. So just keep that in mind. Can I get another one? Okay. But that's good though. They pretty much see that you didn't really have a support system. And didn't, you know, you see that you have a support system. And I hear rags to riches. And look, celebration. Like I said, it goes right back hand in hand into people supporting you. When people support you, when you know that, you know, you have that momentum and that traction, it's going to draw celebration when you have that community around you that supports what you do. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to your romance angel, because between these cards and these cards, they kept just pointing themselves out to me. All right, so some of y'all may be very well working very hard, and you may not be interested in anything personal. Maybe that's why you have more support and you're driven forward. Let me say it like this: forward. That's not even a word. You're more driven career-wise, professional-wise, because that's where that's your breeding grounds for your support. You're going to automatically be attracted to going more towards support if you're not used to receiving any. So if you are hard at work and you're diligent on making sure that you hit deadlines and you have that quota that you need to meet for you to feel as if like you're an asset at work, that's where you're going to pretty much have those roots at when it comes down to you feeling supported. Now, mind you, if you think I'm playing, think about if so happens you were to, you know, God forbid, lose your job. All right? That's going to crush you one way or another, because it's going to cut off one of your characteristics 9 times out of 10, being you having the ability to provide. Right? So you're very work driven come April. Again, passion comes out. You're going to be very work driven. You're going to be very in the zone about what it is that is true to your heart. So this is what they see. They see you being that, you know, rags to resilient story. Everyone hears about the rags to riches story, but no one hears rags, you know, they don't hear roots rags to resilience. You always hear rags to riches. No one talks about that climax point, you know. So at that point of it being a climax in your life, you have the ultimate position to either catapult, you know, the longest way out or the shortest distance. Either you can cut yourself short, or you can allow other people to infiltrate and they decide to, you know, shorten your distance to where it is that you're trying to go. So I hear something about circumference, more like boundaries, perimeters. So some of y'all may be good at math. Some of y'all may be using those math skills heavily right now, like geometry. I hear like there has to be some type of boundary set moving forward. So we're going to see moving forward. This emphasis of boundary comes into play. So I don't know if that is what you allow other people to see. Oh wow, did y'all hear that wind? Wow. I think that's like what you allow other people to see. You allow them to see the fact of, you know, you have overcome certain obstacles, but you're still pursuing as to figuring out who it is that you are. So nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, ain't no wrong with that. Continue to pursue you. That's what I hear. So look, purpose. Oh, okay. Like I said, buddy. Okay. Yeah. So this is very interesting. Very interesting come April. Very interesting come April. So yeah, a lot of people see what it is that you're doing. You're appreciative of the support that it is you receive from folks that encourage and support whatever it is that you're trying to be an example out of. I do, however, find that there's something that's underlining here that you're in denial about. And you have yet to come to a point and place to accepting it. That's your business. I'm leaving it at that. All right? I'm leaving it at that. Whatever it is, that's where I'm leaving that part. So, in order for you to, a lot of y'all may be at this place where you're ready to blossom, but the blockage in you blossoming is the fact of you haven't forgiven yourself. Because the last couple of cards that came out is kind of just like, I hear undercover. All right. Like I said, it's an equilibrium that needs to happen, because your professional life is turning out how you want it to be. But I also feel this like, I hear concern or needed conversation about your personal life. Some of y'all may very well need to forgive yourselves. But that's something that very well may be foreign, only because that's not something you've heard of. But I can also see that having something to do with why it is you're so headstrong in focusing your work. Because if that is a distraction from your personal life, I can definitely understand how there's a motivation there, stemming from personal to professional. Because again, like I said, if you are a person just like anybody else that appreciates feeling, non-contact, and you feel someone encouraging you and supporting you, that's how you're going to receive it. Being, I have a support system here. It's just like if you have a best friend at work. You have a best friend at work because why? Y'all have the same interests and you two back each other. Right? Well, you'll be excited to go to work every day if you know you have that there. Again, that's a root. You're growing a root. So, if you're growing a root and that place has nutrients for you to grow, at least somewhere in your life, you're having some type of release to plant yourself. So if so happens you're not doing too well personally, you go home, it's boring, there's no satisfaction, etc., until you go to work and you can express it, then boom. There you go. So I hear hideout. Some of you are probably just, I don't want to say hideout, but some of you all are kind of just like Maniac McGee, Forrest Gump, Wilma Rudolph. You tell me how all are related, how all are parallel. They're all running, feels like 1,000 miles ahead. And yet, when time catches up, these are the feelings that we realize that make a huge impact as to how we move forward. So, Little do they know, as hard as you go to succeed, behind that, you find the driving force as to what gets us to those climax areas to make those executive decisions about our professional life. In order to have a successful professional life, you have to have a good foundation. You have to have a good community, a good surrounding, a good support system. And believe it or not, I think for April, you're going to reflect a lot on the fact of your support system comes from it comes from, like I hear living without. So little do people know, it's, I hear deeper than the eye. Child, whatever you about to do, you about to bust it wide open. So come April, be ready. Be ready, be ready, be ready. I hear get your press release together. I don't know who that's for, but there you go. So we're going to look into your future and see what's about to be for you. All right. So that's what we're going to look at. What's about to be for you for April. What's about to be for you in April? Oh, let me get all your cards out and we'll see. You're enlightened on how you want relationships to turn out and be for you. Again, didn't I say something about circumference and perimeters? All right. Some of you are setting your boundaries. You're celebrating your boundaries. I hear a lot of you are shelled, as if like, you're keeping to yourself. You're not really entertaining any options. It's kind of just like you're willing to defend your surroundings. And if you're willing to defend your surroundings, you're kind of cutting yourself off a little, because instincts are everything, just like boundaries are. So you have to create some type of line, so that way, or checkpoint. So then that way you're able to know, or, bodily, when to go into what mode, I hear. All right. So, whew. I hear the more mad you are, the worse you are. All right. You're not really heavy on conflict. You try not to have too many ideas up in the air. You want to really... Look, it's either you do or you don't. Do you want a relationship or you don't? All right? If you're not in the position to want a relationship, don't entertain it. All right? It's a lot going back and forth. I hear you out here. Yeah, if I do. Yeah, if I don't. You need to really focus on one thing and get the point across with yourself first, is to, like, if you're going to have patience, because like it's night or day, but the worst cut is the first. It's the first thing that connects. Yeah, I don't feel as if like, I feel like April, I see exactly. Yeah, you're definitely going to be focused on your work. You're going to focus on your work. You're going to celebrate. You're going to focus on your work. All right. Some of y'all may be focusing on your fitness, trying to figure out ways to get the weight off. just like heavy emphasis like on walking. Some of y'all may very well be trying to tone your mid area. You may very well be tanning, but you're definitely cut off to the idea of there being more, including someone else. Like, you're very guarded. You're very guarded. It's interesting. It's like you're guarded mentally. You're guarded mentally, and that mental guarding is translating to physical, where it's just like everybody sees you but no one can touch you. Again, it goes to people admiring you. But in the personal aspect, in the personal realm, you understand your worth, you know your worth, you have boundaries set in place. You want to have your friends, you want to be able to celebrate. At the same time, you don't see yourself as an option, and you don't see yourself available because you don't want to deal with the drama. But your instincts at the same time is trying to like tell you that there's somebody out there, though you may feel as if like you're showing that you're more professionally driven than it is that you expressing what your heart personally wants. All right, don't allow your passion to drive you ill, all because you're running from something and you're willing to run towards any type of support. Because how many of us know these days and times we don't keep a job for 20-30 years? Like, society is not set up like that. So we kind of have to make sure we put our emotions in compartments that we can manage when it's time to, because at the speed of how life happens and how much effort it takes for us to keep up with it, I could see as to why livelihood will be the main focus, especially if in the personal life it ain't going too nice. All right, so just remember to not cut yourself short moving forward. All right, you had the Three of Wands in reverse. All right, so don't continue to run when, even if you run backwards or you run forward, it really still gonna put you in the same direction. Stagnant. I hear stagnant. I hear. So I'm just going to do a little clarification. Oh, look, already popping out. Already popping out. So in the extended, we're going to talk about in April, what's it going to be for you. As you can see, the cards are already popping out. So be sure that you hit that like button and subscribe. Ooh. Like button and subscribe, so then that way you get to know in our dreamer community what the extended is going to show for your overall April. And if so happens we stop here, I hope you all have a great April, and until next time, I talk to you all later. Bye.